Anthropic announces the launch of a new model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, that outperforms ChatGPT Omni, Gemini, and even their own top-end Claude Opus. TikTok releases multiple ad tools that are powered by generative AI under the brand name Symphony. YouTube starts an experiment that allows people to add their own notes to YouTube videos. More details about these three and some important news items related to Meta and WhatsApp coming up in this week's edition of the Connect Church News with me, Natchi Lazarus. Welcome. This is the show that brings you the top 5 digital, social media, AI, and emerging tech news that you need to know for this week in just 5 minutes. Let's get started. Anthropic, the company behind Claude AI, which is a strong competitor to OpenAI's ChatGPT, announced last week that they are releasing their new model called 3.5 Sonnet, which is a mid-tier brand. Claude has 3 brands. One is Haiku, which is the lower tier. Sonnet is the mid-tier, and Opus is the highest tier. Now, this announcement says that 3.5 Sonnet, which is a mid-tier model, actually outperforms even their high-end model Opus. And it not only outperforms Opus, it also outperforms ChatGPT Omni, Gemini, and all the other models out there. The announcement says Claude 3.5 Sonnet is our strongest vision model yet. We will link to all the details in the show notes. Personally, Claude is my favorite AI model, just for the records, and I can't wait to test out 3.5 Sonnet, which is, by the way, available free of cost for all users, even in the free plan. TikTok has announced that they are launching advertising tools that are powered by generative AI under the brand name of Symphony. We've been reporting here over the last few weeks how Meta, LinkedIn, Google, they've all been using generative AI for their advertising platforms. And now TikTok joins the list. The 2 big items of the last week's announcement are digital avatars and AI dubbing. You will be able to create either stock avatars or custom avatars using AI. Stock avatars are pre-built avatars that use paid actors available in over 30 languages. Custom avatars are tailored to represent you as a creator, as an advertiser. The other big announcement is about AI dubbing. The announcement says that you can automatically detect, transcribe, translate, and produce dubbed videos in over 10 plus languages. This can be particularly useful in a non-profit and ministry settings, so check out this news. YouTube has made an interesting announcement that they are starting to experiment with a feature that allows people to add their own notes when they watch a YouTube video. The pilot will be available on mobile in the US and only in English to start with. The way they plan to do it is to invite a limited number of eligible contributors and allow them to write notes on videos that they watch. From the viewer's side, YouTube says you will start seeing some notes and you can start rating the notes that you see. So you will have an indication that says, is it helpful, is it somewhat helpful, or is it unhelpful, or why, and so on. They'll be using a bridging-based algorithm to consider these ratings and determine which note gets published and which does not. YouTube has been playing around with this idea of adding additional contextual information alongside videos for a while now. This is another way of getting public validation to YouTube videos. This week's news episode is brought to you by Connected Church Academy. Connected Church Academy is a media education hub for the faith-based community. So if you are a media team member or a leader of a nonprofit, a church, or a ministry that's interested in learning more about how to use media, social media, digital media, AI, marketing techniques, and all of that for your ministry growth, then this might be a good resource for you to check out. Visit our webpage, cca.live, for more details. WhatsApp has added new functionalities inside their calls feature within the app, which I think is going to be useful for ministries and nonprofits. The first thing is you can have 32 people on a video call now, and this can be across all devices, which means whether you use a mobile or a desktop, doesn't matter. You can now have 32 participants on your call, which is a lot, especially if you're having, say, a prayer meeting or a men's gathering or something like that. You can now have it easily on WhatsApp right there. The second is Speaker Spotlight, where you can see easily who is speaking by a spotlighting or a highlighting feature that will appear, similar to Zoom. But the most important important thing is screen sharing with audio. This will be very useful in ministry setting, especially if you're sharing a sermon or a message or a Christian movie or something like that with your audience. Now you can easily share the video with audio as well. And remember, all of this is all end-to-end encrypted. I made some big announcements at the Cannes International Festival of Creativity 2024, and here are the top 3 announcements. Number 1, they are releasing a messenger AI chatbot that you can use to interact with your audience, and AI will be automatically responding to them with the most commonly asked questions. So it's a great way for customer support using AI. Number 2, you can now send paid marketing messages on Messenger to your list of people that have opted in. Let's say all your church members opt to receiving your messages on Messenger, then you can upload that list and you can use it to send out paid marketing messages that will be relevant for them. Number 3 is the launch of API for their Threads product. Threads, which is part of Instagram, is now getting an API, which means it's going to be integrated with all the third-party tools that you are familiar with. If you've not yet subscribed to our channel, then this might be a good time to do that, because why not? You are going to receive the top news every week, and you can stay on top of all that's happening in the digital, social media, and the AI world.